So the court has noted that the first accused person is a first offender. I've also considered the mitigation, that he's remorseful, and that it's alleged that he acted in anger, because that was not proved, and in grief. The accused prayed for mercy from the court, and he has urged the court to impose an impunitive sentence. And he has also urged the court to be guided by the Morwateto case. Though the accused asked the court to consider the reason, and I call it the reason in quotes because it was brought up at the mitigation. If he thought that it was a good defense, he ought to have proceeded with the case and proved that allegation. So if the accused asked the court to consider the reason in quotes why he committed the offense, and he admitted that he took the law into his own hands, and as a result of that, an innocent life was lost through his heinous crime. There was no justification whatsoever for committing the offense, and even assuming that the deceased was sodomized as he alleged, he ought to have used the legal avenues open to him so that justice could be served, but he decided to take the law into his own hands. I also noted the conduct of the accused person immediately after he committed the offense. It betrayed his innocence by all means. He unjustly enriched himself with the money that he withdrew from the deceased M-Pesa and the bank accounts, which was done within 3 days. And within the 3 days, he had withdrawn a whopping 400,000. He also took into possession of the deceased motor vehicle and converted it into his own use and continued to drive it as his own without a care. I've perused the victim impact report in this case, and I note that he was the family is still very bitter and frustrated, as the deceased was the sole breadwinner and the only healthy member of the family. And I find that the circumstances under which this offense was committed calls for a severe and deterrent sentence. I sentence the first accused person to serve 30 years in prison, and in sentencing the 30 years, I've already taken into account the time that he has spent in custody when before he was released on board, and when we cancelled his board after he absconded. Those are the orders of the court.
Regarding the sentence, I would say we cannot oppose what the judge has given us, but the challenge that we are also finding about the judgment was she has clearly indicated that the accused used false words against our priest, saying that he had a reason or the why he killed him. We've known the priest. He has been an integrated person. We have known him where he was working, and we would appreciate that the judge did not go by the lie or the words which were used much later after he had submitted that he is the one who killed father. And also on the other side, we would think within the judgment, the bit which is strengthening us, he gave the reasons for killing much after he had accepted the fact that he killed him and he had not given any reason before. I feel justice has been served for the last 2 years since the case started to date. It's not a long time, and we appreciate that the judiciary did not take long to make the point of judgment or the sentence given to him.
Just getting a line of defense which ridicules a man of God, it is very unfair. You ridicule a man of God who is dead. Dead people don't answer. don't defend themselves. So lawyers at times, if you are picking on a line of defense, don't ridicule men of God, because you'll have a destiny with God. Okay, this is a matter which has lagged in the court for quite a while, and we respect the decision of the court. We respect it and we honor it. We have no problem with that.